everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby Lee and we're back with Krammer. This might be a rant, probably gonna get heated, I might sweat. Has a lot of passion behind it. Today we are talking about vendor meals, which is one of the biggest pain points for wedding vendors, especially wedding coordinators, photographers, DJs, pretty much any vendor involved in the reception part. So today we're gonna dive in. Follow us on Instagram. I'm at Hi Abby Lee. Our wedding planning one is at Sugar Plum and Co. Krammer's is at Krammer_. Yeah. Sugar Plum? Yes. Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. Like and subscribe if you guys like these kind of videos. If you like these rants, happier videos, we could do that too. But we just have to get this off our chest. So here we go. Vendor meals. So this is how it starts. Right?
There's so many points to go over.
So typically when you have, like at your wedding, your vendors are going to require that you provide them with a meal. It's usually in their contract. So you're usually feeding your DJ, your MC, photographers, videographer, and your coordinators, because it's really all of your reception vendors. For the wedding, we ask, or you should ask your vendors how many vendor meals that you need, and then we give that count to the caterer.
Sometimes you guys will pay as much as $80 for a meal and we will get a cold sandwich. Not saying that we're complaining food is food, but I just feel bad for you guys because you're paying so much money for us not to get a hot meal.
What tends to happen is during like the actual reception time, when we request for the meals, almost like 95% of caterers want to serve vendors at the end of dinner service when all of the guests are served. When you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. However, this is us educating the world. It just doesn't work logistically. It's one of the biggest pain points of the day because we'll ask for the vendor meals and caterers just get really like weird and snooty about it because they're like, no, you guys can eat last. And we get it. Like you want to serve the guests first, but it just messes everything up timeline wise. Sometimes caterers just treat vendors like second class, I feel like.
But you shouldn't, because they'll be the ones that will be referring you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, who's your repeat customer?
We'll just quickly run you through a day just so you can kind of see what we're talking about. So let's say bride and groom start getting ready at like, I don't know, bride starts getting at 9 a.m. Right? Photo and video show up at 9 o'clock. Start coverage, 9 o'clock for getting ready. Keep rolling, getting ready. Then they get ready, they do photos, first look, bridal party pictures, and they come to the venue, do a couple of family photos, and ceremony starts. So they're shooting ceremony. And after ceremony, we have cocktail hours. So they're doing family photos and romantics. And they go and do detail shots. Then we do grand entrance, let people in. They're shooting grand entrance. And then we do maybe a first dance. They're obviously shooting first dance. Maybe a welcome toast or a blessing before dinner. They're shooting that. Then we have dinner service. So then the guests start eating. Obviously, photo and video is not going to sit there and film and photo people eating because that's weird for one. So that is the only time that they have time to eat while the guests are eating. Then we go into toast, which is usually about 30 to 40 minutes into dinner service. So obviously photo and video is going to be needed for toast. So they have a very small gap that they can sit down and have a soda and eat, which is why it's so crucial that they eat at that time, because from all the way before till toast on, they are not able to sit down and eat. So it's super crucial.
And we see it all the time and what we get and how it's like we're treated too, and I think that's what annoys me. Like we get the scraps of it. I'm like, they literally paid $1,000 for this. Honestly, a lot of clients don't know. We've had clients like on the day of the wedding like, oh, wasn't that like tri-tip so good? I'm like, yeah. And really what we got is like a cold sandwich. Like we understand caterers in their head, they want to provide good meals and they want to serve everyone timely. Like we get that. But as a coordinator, our job is to understand every aspect of the wedding, from the photographer's standpoint to the caterers to the client to, like, you know what I mean? So, oh, it's so frustrating because we just want like 5 meals. It's not like we're trying to be brats. It's not because we're like on our high horse for anything. It's just because it's for the best interest of the couple. Because if they don't eat, like, again, it just pushes everything back and then we go over and all of this stuff. This is just the whole thing. It's like they're in the sun.
And I've seen too where like when we ask like caterers for meals and like they'll give it to us, you know, and then they just hand us a plate and then like I go back and I'm like, can we get forks? And then they get like mad that I'm asking for forks. I'm like, how do you think I'm supposed to eat? Also something to consider like with your venue, and it's not like a deal breaker, but it's also really nice to have a place for your vendors to eat and kind of like store their stuff. Just something to consider, because your photo and video team also, aside from like a place to eat, they need to store all their gear. They have a bunch of bags. And they don't want to like leave it out, like, you know, where people like see it. So
yeah, I think like we've dealt with some really awesome caterers who just get it and are wonderful. So it's nice just to, when caterers do that for us and get it, it's like amazing. And when they don't, it just sucks. And I think the whole reason like this is such an important topic for us is because I feel like people just don't know.
It's just something that we try to instill, and that's why we put it on our timeline to make it known like this is going to happen and we're going to bother you for them. You know, so if you see it on the timeline, just know that it's coming and just have them ready.
We have worked with a lot of great caterers.
On a more positive side.
Yeah. And some of our favorites that stick out for me was Calamigos. So they had like a whole room set up for us with
Calamigos Ranch, the venue.
Yes, in Malibu. Yeah, they had all the food ready for us and it was hot and beautiful and wonderful.
Yeah, that was a good experience. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what.
And it's just like little things like that, because like now we're like talking about it, you know, it's like, oh, like not only is our venue beautiful, but they like had beautiful meals that were ready. And you know, worked with a caterer when we had a wedding in Agora Hills, so they're based in like LA area. Sweet Pea Catering. That catering company was literally feeding us the entire day. Like they would just bring us little plates of appetizers and be like, try these, like aren't they so good? Like because they know like, oh, we're the coordinators and like the photographers, like you guys are gonna want to work with us again.
And then I think another one that we want to mention is Harvest Kitchen. We worked with them. I think they're based in San Diego. Really awesome catering company. They have a little cute food truck, really good setup, good staff. So yeah, that was a good experience for us too. So again, not all caterers are, you know, fall into this rant.
I know that this seems like so minuscule. Like now that I'm like hearing it, you know, it's like, oh, like if I was a caterer, I know I'd be like, oh, what are they talking about that? But I think that each vendor has things that the other vendors don't know about. And I'm sure that there's stuff on the caterer side that we don't know about also, but this is just something that sticks out wedding after wedding after wedding, and it's a constant battle. Like me and Abby will like rock, paper, scissors, like ask the caterer.
I know, like, okay, so that is the end of our rant. Thank you guys for listening. We hope it shed some light. So yeah, in conclusion, feed your vendors, you know, especially your photo and video team. It makes a world of a difference. And to the caterers, please be nice and feed us. Please feel free to like and subscribe and have a good day.
Today we're talking about vendor meals. All we want is a fork. That's it. Not forks, please feed us. We're tired. Or chopsticks. We're hungry. Just leave us alone. We're gonna sleep.